Welcome back to the States. It's now time for America's Talking, with headlines from across the country that you can find in the description below or in your inbox with the Center Square newsletter, free at thecentersquare.com. Well, the Michigan Supreme Court was nearly unanimous in overturning the key permit for the construction of Enbridge's proposed Line 5 tunnel beneath the Straits of Mackinac. The Center Square reporter, Elise Apel, reports the court orders state energy regulators to reconsider their environmental review for the project, which environmental groups and Native American tribes have been fighting against since it was first proposed in 2018. Now, the plaintiffs, they applauded the decision. Enbridge spokesperson Ryan Duffy shared the company's statements on the decision to the Center Square. They said they disagree with the court's decision and are disappointed at the additional delay that remand will cause the project to have. It's already been under review for close to a decade. And they further said that Enbridge is reviewing the opinion and assessing their other legal options. This is the latest setback for that controversial project, which has faced years of legal challenges and regulatory delays. It also comes just weeks after a significant win for the project, when Michigan regulators approved key permits for the tunnel. Following the recent passage of Chicago Public Schools' nearly $10 billion budget, state leaders and lawmakers, they have mixed reaction to the board's inclusion of an unguaranteed $435 million in taxpayer funding. Now, after hours of deliberation, board members voted on the budget, and the deadline was the same day that they passed that budget, which initially relied on an assumed $285 million in the form of surplus funds from the city's tax increment financing districts. Now, the final version included an amendment from board members aligned with the Chicago Teachers Union, which agreed that the state of Illinois taxpayers should provide the district with an additional $150 million to assist in covering the district's deficit. Now, Illinois House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch told members of the CTU the day before that the board's votes meant he's committed to putting forward legislation to give Chicago Public Schools more state funds, but he didn't mention how much he thought the state could actually provide. Now, Governor J.B. Pritzker said he doesn't want to raise taxes, regardless of if the legislature were to move forward with a plan to give CPS funds that they assumed in their budget. Here's the governor.
I would like to find, always looking for more funding for education, but I also believe that we want to make sure that we're balancing the budget while we're attempting to either reprioritize. I'm not going to raise taxes on working families. That is a principle I will not breach. But I think that, there are perhaps other things that the speaker has in mind. I think we have to wait to see what his plan is.
Meanwhile, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill is rejecting Pornhub's call to reconsider the state's age verification law, saying her office intends to increase scrutiny on the company instead. Now, Murrill said in a statement, quote, "Not only will they not reconsider age verification for Pornhub's websites, but they're going to pursue even more accountability." The Center Square Louisiana reporter Nolan McKendry reports the Attorney General did not elaborate on what additional accountability could involve. Pornhub appealed to Murrill, Governor Jeff Landry, and Representative Lori Schlegel, this law's sponsor in the state of Louisiana, with a letter arguing that Louisiana's website-by-website approach has failed to keep minors away from obscene content and instead steered users towards sites that ignore the law. The company said searches conducted June 4th found that 8 of the first 10 results for free porn on Google, Bing, and DuckDuckGo led the websites without age verification, 24 of 30 results across 3 search engines. And residents in Lake City, Florida, they will not be able to vote on whether they agree with the police department's use of flock security cameras. And this, of course, was something they were looking to put on the ballot as a non-binding resolution. Now, that resolution under consideration during last night's meeting, it would have placed a non-binding referendum up for voters to consider whether or not the use of AI-powered license plate readers and vehicular data collection cameras, known as flock cameras, were necessary. Councilmember James Carter who was one of the two who voted in favor of putting the question on the ballot for voters, said it would not have automatically changed any policies or rules, but it would have essentially have just acted as a public opinion poll. Now, Carter's take clashed with other members who said that the cameras are necessary for public safety. Flock camera technology has come under fire for instances of misuse. An example of that in Sumter County, Sheriff Patrick Breeden suspended the use of flock cameras and called for a complete internal audit of all the databases after the department discovered one of its detectives had abused the flock database to gain information about her husband's ex-wife. And that's just some of what America is talking about. Get these and other headlines at thecentersquare.com. From my studios in Central Illinois, I'm Greg Bishop, and join us back here Wednesday for more stories impacting you, the taxpayer, from all across the country, only with The States, powered by the Center Square.